The 927th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
Howdy ho, DeGenerinos. Welcome to episode 927 of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Let's dedicate this one to the Toronto Blue Jays, who crushed those hated New York Yankees yesterday in Game 1 of their series. Well, we're kind of a baseball podcast, low key one. I'm one of your hosts of this here show, the Spicy Pimp. Spicy Pimp, yeah, that's my new name now. The Spicy Pimp. I changed my screen name. The Spicy Pimp, Jeff Fox. Alongside me, Daniel Gumby Vreeland. We got some LFA to talk about today. Since I was busy in the land down under yesterday, the United States of America, because it's below me, well, we're not going to talk about UFC. I've only watched the we talk about the pay-per-view portion if you like, Gumby. That's all I've seen. I've seen the top 5 fights. I'm watching it in reverse, but yeah, that's it. So I don't want to be spoiled. So if you want to talk about top 5 fights, we can. If not, we can talk regional right away.
I mean, we could just talk about the fact that I didn't miss a fight on Octagon. Octagon 77.
Well, definitely we need to go to that.
That's a 5-5 perfect card right there. I did miss. I guess I should caveat. I did miss one lightning round pick. We went 1-1 on the lightning round, but we went 5-0 on the actual picks, including an underdog with Ivan Bookinger, which I don't know if you got a chance to see that fight.
Not yet.
That dude got the snot kicked out of him.
Right.
For 2 straight rounds before he found a submission in the third, which is
fantastic.
I'm pretty sure what I can't remember. I didn't go back and listen, but I'm pretty sure that's what I said, is that like the dude just doesn't go away ever, despite the fact that he's got more miles on the tires than just about anybody in Octagon right now. So that was fun. And then if you want to talk a little main card for 320 this weekend, I did pretty good on those too. I think we both went 4-1, right?
You got an extra. No, you didn't have an extra doc.
We
both had the main event. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say, kind of a bummer. The one you missed, it was like a very clear miss because Joe Pyfer was always going to win that fight and made it very.
Not when he thought he was a wrestler right out of the gate.
Yeah.
I almost got him in trouble.
Yeah. But then he was like, you know what? I am much better than this guy in a lot of places. So I might as well. My favorite part of that fight was he hurts him, gets on top of him. Has him almost mounted, and DC goes, man, he should stand up, and like an arm triangle is in, a rear naked choke is in. Yeah, all right, DC.
You gotta love DC.
But then
Mr. Grappling wants him to stand up. That makes sense.
Right. But I will say the pick that I got wrong was right until it wasn't. Because Khalil Roundtree looks so damn good. He proved my point that Yuri is not going to be anybody who's a technical boxer. And then just in the third round, he decided he wasn't a technical boxer anymore and that he was fine with getting into
I'm a brawler now.
sloppy, low cardio brawl for one round. He could have coaxed. He could have just thrown push kicks and kept them away from him for 5 minutes, and we'd be talking about him fighting Pajeda next.
Yep, Fight IQ did you in and did Roundtree in. So that was UFC. Fun event, at least the pay-per-view portion for sure. Sounds like Octagon was a great event, a very profitable event. I assume everyone in the Discord was having a good time with that as well, because everyone was telling me.
I was in and out of the Discord this weekend. I was not in it as much as usual because I was at a college football game for a large portion of the weekend, as well as just hanging out with the family because my little brother's college football team, that he doesn't play college football, he's a coach, was in the area. So I didn't get to hang in the Discord as much as possible, but I'm assuming we won some money.
Did they win though? Did the football team win?
Oh, they did not. No, they got beat by a lot. The team who they were playing used to be nationally ranked though. So that's that's not bad.
That's not bad. All right, let's talk some LFA. After I remind you, our app, if you don't have it already, go and download it now for free. The SGPN app in your app store for easy free access to all of SGPN's picks and podcasts, not just our show, the whole network. All right, LFA at 219 is going down on Friday, 9 p.m. start time. Clarksville, Tennessee. I've never been to Tennessee that I remember. Gumby, do you have any Tennessee stories for us?
No stories, but I've been to Tennessee.
Okay,
Tennessee's a fun spot.
Yep.
Depending on where you are, I guess. But like, you know,
How
all
about
the places
how
I've
about
been.
Clarksville, Tennessee?
I
How
don't
about the
think
F&M Bank Arena in Clarksville, Tennessee? Is that
F&M Cotton.
F&M? There's our title, the F&M Arena. That will be the fun place to be this Friday night, because we have 14 fights going down in LFA. LFA always puts on fun shows, even if there's no title on the line or anything on this year fight card. We do have some international fighters, not just American and Brazilian, which is often the case with LFA. Thoughts on anything? Anything you want to say about the card before we dive into it, or should we just dive into it?
Fun as hell. A couple of guys without much tape on them, and the tape on them is like super short fights. So you might have the best read on them ever, and you might also have no idea how they are in a complete other facet of the game, which is
right.
I'm definitely going to talk about that in the sloppy patties we've got on deck, but not on the welterweights. I feel like I got a pretty good game.
Okay, it's usually grappling. We don't have idea how people's grappling are, right? Because most fights, all fights start striking, and we don't know if a guy can grapple. Usually that's the case with these things, right? Yeah. We're going to start with some inexperienced people right off the get-go here. This is the main card fight. The opener of the main card is Andrew Stewart versus Johnathan Waid. They are both American, fairly inexperienced. Let's dive into it and tell you about Waid. It's W-A-I-D. He's 2-1 with 2 submissions. He's never been finished himself. This is his LFA debut. Loss, win, loss is how his career has gone thus far. Wait, but that can't make sense. Win, loss, win, I guess, if he's 2-1. The math doesn't add up there. Used to fight at 155. One knows pro kickboxer, 4 years younger than Stewart. Stewie is the nickname. 4-1 with 3 knockouts. He's never been finished. He lost his last fight. He used to fight at 185 and 195. So by my inexperienced eyes, not watching these guys, I say this is a grappler versus striker matchup.
I would say yes, obviously, and in addition to that, too, there's a big size discrepancy in this fight. So Stewart has fought up at, I think he fought at 95 in his last fight.
Yeah, so it's at 195. But
he's fought at 85 before too. He is probably a 170 guy, but as you pointed out with Waid, which I think was Waid, I'm pretty sure how you say his name.
Oh, okay, yep.
I could be wrong. It could have just been how I internalized I was going to say it on this show, and then you said it the right way. I have no idea if that's right, but I'm going to go with Waid. And so, like, he's fought all the way down at 55 in, like, is not even particularly a big 55er. So I think the size discrepancy is going to be a big problem here in the first place. And then outside of that, the other thing that I really like in this fight, too, is just that, like, Stewart is really compact with his punches. He's really physically strong. You know, maybe things aren't necessarily as sharp as you would want them to be. But like for where he is in terms of his experience, like he's fine. You know, like I'm not particularly worried about the type of experience he's against, because also Waid is just like a guard puller. Like he just wants to like fall to his back and throw up a arm bar, or fall to his back and throw up a triangle. He's lanky, but his striking isn't long. You know, it's really, if it were up to Waid and he could just get what he wanted in every fight, he'd shoot a double and wind up on top and work his jiu-jitsu there. But like every single time I've seen him shoot a takedown, he winds up not getting it and falling to his back and then grappling from there. Now it's worked 2 out of 3 times, you know, more if you count his amateur career, but against Stewart, who's like physically strong, used to fighting 95ers. I mean, his only loss, if I'm not, he has 1 loss, right?
One loss for both guys. Yep.
Yeah. And it is 1 loss, if I'm not remembering correctly. It's up, you know, 20 pounds from here, 25 pounds from here. So like, you know, the only people who've really gotten to him is the people who can kind of bully him a little bit, and he hasn't been bullied yet. So, and he definitely won't be here. So I'm going to go with Andrew Stewart. I think he keeps it standing and is probably the much, much better striker.
Yeah, he lost his last fight at 190. He weighed in 194.4. So way
short, either short notice or decided to go up or whatever. But he'll be back in his regular weight class here, and that's good.
Now, AI says it's Waid. I don't know. I might trust Gumby over AI because you never know. But
you know, I don't know why I had mentally in my head that it was definitely Waid, but I definitely watched this film with no sound on, so I would have no good reason to know.
Yep, there you go. Usually that's the best way to watch MMA. No, it's not, because you hear people like DC.
I don't know. I really like regional announcers. Regional announcers are like one of my favorite things in the whole world. Yeah, because they're really excited all the time. Like the guys from Cage Titans are a perfect example. Like if you were watching a Cage Titan show, turn it up. Those guys rule. There's a great clip from back when Cage Titans used to be on Flow Combat, when Randy Costa hit a head kick and the announcer just screams at the top of his lungs, "Frozen pizza." And like, I couldn't tell you, but he lands like a big head kick, knocks the guy out, and the dude just yells "Frozen pizza." And that's why you keep the sound up when you watch regional MMA.
Yeah, that's true. These guys are trying to get noticed as well, just like the fighters in the cage are. Frozen pizza will get you noticed, though. Yeah. Yelling that out. All right, the big boys that Gumby was referring to earlier are up next. They are heavyweights, obviously. Matt Adams and Ben Wunder, both Americans. Let's tell you about Wunder first. He is the least experienced of the two. He's 2-0, 2 knockouts. This is his LFA debut. 6 inches taller than Adams. I don't think we have reach info for this on.
I'd imagine it's about the same. Yeah. Neither guy looks particularly like short-armed or big and lanky. Like they look pretty standard for their height.
Yep. Adam's nickname is Bad, so we can't pick him if he's bad, because that means he's going to lose. He is 4-1 with 3 knockouts. He's been knocked out once. He owes his rounds. Both guys, you owe his rounds, please. 2-0 in LFA. He's won 4 straight. He's not fought, though, since October 2024. He's not lost since March 2023. He's only lost. Used to be a super heavyweight. He weighed in at 295, I believe, for a fight a few short years. I guess it would be a few short years ago. He hasn't fought very long. 1-0 bare knuckle FC. Decision in regular boxing. 10 pounds heavier than Wunder.
So first of all, I think this fight is going to be a pick'em, which I don't think I mentioned the odds on the last.
Oh yeah, that's right. What are the odds?
Stewart minus 400. Let's say. I think this one will be a pick'em. They're both undefeated. If you look at Wunder, he's got like a lot of KOs, particularly on his AMI record. Sometimes that helps. Adams has had like a slightly higher level of competition. Adams is also, I don't know if you remember me talking about him in the lightning round not that long ago, but like, I think I faded him even though he won a fight. And it was pretty much just because this dude is pulled out of like an exceptionally large number of fights. If you go back and you look at his Tapology record, there's like a ton of gray spots there. And weirdly, it's against like a ton of people who you would expect him to lose to, like that, maybe like Goozy's on there or, like something like that. This is a striker versus grappler match. You got Adams, who very much just wants to get on the inside. He goes for body lock takedowns. Wunder, who, by the way, I don't think you said his nickname, but sometimes when he's fighting, they announce his nickname is the Eighth.
The Eighth Wunder?
Yeah. Which is
I will call him Bread.
Yeah.
Myself.
Wunder Bread. Yeah. I mean, it's a fitting nickname for him as well. And like, he's a huge guy, right? But he gets like really nice head kicks and his like striking's really fun. I don't know that his wrestling is going to hold up though enough to keep Matt Adams off of him. The reach should probably help. Ultimately, I think I'm just going to go Ben Wunder. I think I'm really worried. This is one of those ones, like I said at the top of the show, where it could look really dumb, like 5 seconds into the fight, and you're like, oh, he's just going to take him down, and Wunder's never going to get up. But for as long as this is on the feet, Wunder's got a chance to knock him out. And I think that that's interesting enough, especially with a 6-inch height and probably a 6-inch reach advantage. Maybe that just keeps Adams at bay enough that maybe Wunder finds something here. So I'm going to go Ben Wunder.
Well, you're going to look embarrassed with a bunch of topologists because 77% of topology are in on Wunder. So
really?
Yeah, maybe
I would have guessed the other way around, actually.
Yeah.
I would have guessed Adams being an LFA guy, but that's interesting. So if he is, I do have to say, if he is, 77%, if I had to guess Tapology-wise, that's like 210, 215-ish range. I would not bet him as a 215 favorite. Like, if you can get him close to even money and you want a little skin in the game on this one, that's fine. If he's a dog, definitely worth a fun play. If he is a 2-1 favorite, there is no value there.
No, inexperienced regional heavyweights. No thanks.
With like questionable wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to pay a premium for that. Nope. All right. Before we dive into more plays, let me tell you about mybookie.ag. We are brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder, second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Easy deposit, lightning fast payouts using crypto. Check out the LFA lines there when they drop. And when you do head to mybookie.ag, sign up with our promo code MMA SGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. So that's mybookie.ag, promo code MMA SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Novig, N-O-V-I-G. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Since Novig is an exchange, you're getting some of the best prices in the market. NoVig is available in 35 plus states. Download the NoVig app and get $50 when you bet $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with NoVig, promo code SGPN. Back to where are we going? Clarksville, Tennessee. We are going third from the top now on the old fight card. We got Derek Sanders from the United States.
Isn't it Dedrek?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. Dedrek Sanders.
Dedrek.
Dzhamal. Dzhamal, is that how you say his name?
Shamal, right?
Shamal. That will make much more sense. DZ or Z for you Americans. DZHAMAL. Mavliudov. So OV, you're gonna have to take him. We'll see. Mavliudov
is American OV. He's like Pacific Northwest
American OV.
too, if
So
I'm
what does
not
that
mistaken.
mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder how you cap that. We'll find out, I guess, shortly. He's 6-0, 3 knockouts, 3 submissions. You owe us rounds, sir. He's 2-0 in LFA, 14 years younger than Sanders, 6 inches taller. You know who I'm picking then, without even watching these guys. Sanders, I will call him Colonel, would be his nickname. He's 9-5, 3 knockouts, 3 submissions. Is not his real nickname. He's been knocked out twice, submitted once.
Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, I would. Maybe not to his face. This is his debut in LFA. Loss over his last 3, 6-2 over his last 8. He's not fought since October 2024. 1-1 in PFL, so that's impressive. He fought in PFL. He's fought at 171.85. Just on paper, I'm going with the OV for sure here.
Yeah, Mavliudov is going to be like negative 275, maybe up into the threes. And he's my pick here too. If you watch Sanders, first of all, he had problems with people who fight similar to Mavliudov. And like Mavliudov, it's funny that he's got the OV name, but he's from the Pacific Northwest and he couldn't fight less like the stereotypical Russian either. Like he's low hands, fun striker, lots of spinning stuff, kicks to the body. All that kind of stuff. So like, he's very fun to watch from a striking perspective. I do worry as he gets further and further closer to the UFC that he is going to run into some people who can just take him down too much. Because he looks very comfortable on his feet, but Dedrek Sanders is not the kind of guy who's going to do that. Sanders shoots takedowns, but I'm not necessarily impressed with their level. He also really obviously leads with his head far too often when he's moving forward. Like he drops his head down. It's right there for knees and kicks. And like, as I already mentioned, Mavliudov is like throws to the body with the kicks. It wouldn't really be all that much more work to just go a touch higher, kick Sanders right in the head. And then also too, like Mavliudov, southpaw. Is he southpaw? Yeah. Southpaw? No, he's the right-handed one. Sorry, I got a southpaw coming up on the next episode. But like, he's a guy who throws really well and is really lanky. And we literally just saw Dedrek Sanders have trouble with that like 2 or 3 fights ago when he fought Luis Pena. He fought Violent Bob Ross. Fights a very similar way to Mavliudov in terms of the stand-up. In fact, I think Mavliudov is probably just like a little faster than Violent Bob Ross. And like Sanders had no answer for it. He was struggling pretty much the whole time with the length and the striking and stuff like that. So I'm going to take Dzhamal Mavliudov here. I think probably he just pieces him up from the outside.
All right. Doesn't Dedrek Sanders sound like a Simpsons boxer?
You're just thinking of Dedrek or Tatum. Yeah, Tatum.
Yeah, Dedrek Tatum.
I've got nothing against the man personally, but I'm definitely going to make orphans out of his children.
There you go. Gumby knows. All right, co-main event time already. Raheam, Forrest, Martin, Camilo. He is not. He is a non-American on this fight card, so he's going to get booed, right? He's from Uruguay, and that's his nickname, Uruguay as well. My nickname is Canada. We'll tell you about Camilo first. 7-2-1, 2 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's never been finished himself. 1-0 in LFA. He's won 2 straight. Got 3-0-1 over his last 4, 3-2-1 over his last 6. His past 2 wins both came via finish. He's not lost since September 2021. He's fought at 145 and 155, 2013 pro MMA debut. Forrest Rambo, 8-3, 5 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out once, submitted twice, so he's been finishing all of his losses. He's 1-0 in LFA. That's not durable. 1-0 in LFA. He's won 1 of 3 and 2 of 5. TKO win in his last bout. 0-1 on Contender Series because he lost to
Danny Barlow?
Question mark? Or
Danny Barlow. I'm going to say more common like Danny Barlow.
Yes, via punches, 119 into the first round. Correct.
Left-handed God.
There you go. He was the CFFC champion, so he's been champ on a pretty high level. 8 years younger than Camilo, an inch taller.
Yeah, I'm going to go Camilo on this one. I think favorite, but Forrest being the former CFFC champ probably draws that down a little bit. We'll say like negative 170 here. And the reason that I like Camilo is, first of all, I think Forrest's stand-up has a lot of holes in it, both from an offensive and a defensive perspective. He's really hittable, which is always why Danny Barlow was going to knock him out at the end of that fight, pretty much regardless for how you were feeling about it. But then on top of that too, like his offensive striking, it almost seems like he's just like winging hooks to get close enough to you to grab you and wind up in the clinch. Because it seems like that's what he really wants to. He wants to turn this into a grind. He wants to turn this into a nasty fight kind of deal. And, I think with Camilo, he is really good at staying out of range of punches. And that's against people who aren't just winging hooks at him. That's people trying to put a good, situation together. You can see he moves in and out really well. Really, really, really nice check hooks. So if you miss on what you're throwing, he makes you pay for it, which is great. Quick kicks, his feet are really fast, and his feet are really good too when he does get into the clinch. So even if Forrest gets what he wants, Camilo has like a really nice foot sweep that he uses to get people down. So he's like crafty in terms of the grappling and the clinch, as well as just like, hurting you on the way into the clinch in the first place. So I've liked Raheam Forrest and what I've seen from him at times, but I think the lack of defense here cost him against Martin Camilo. He's just too fast, hits too hard, and is going to be he's going to be the technical safe guy here, and that's going to be too much for Forrest.
All right. Lock it in. Gumby's got another winner for you in not Rambo, Uruguay. All right. We are going to the main event in a second. Let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy. First, Underdog is a great place to play fantasy pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats. Available for a ton of sports. Gumby probably has a play for you right now. Maybe hut. Who's to say?
No, I mean we got Major League Baseball today, so
yeah.
I think the only thing that we could do here is we got to go to your Toronto Blue Jays, right? It's because they're playing the Yankees today, and you know what I like to say about the Yankees? The Yankees love to strike out, so let's take the higher then on Trey Yasavage's. Is it Yasavage? How do you say his last name?
You said it right the first time. Trey Yasavage.
So, Savage. It's just Yasavage.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of like boy.
Yeah, okay. Yasavage. Man, Dana White would love him. Let's take the higher than on his strikeouts. Right now, they're listed at 4.5 on the projection. He's going to get 5. Heck, I'd probably go up to 6 or 7 on him today. So let's take his higher than on his strikeouts.
Yeah, no one saw him being the Jays' number 2 starter when the playoffs rolled around this year, but there you go. He's a savage. All right, take Gumby's play and listen to this. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our code MMA SGPN. Only use our code. Rhythm now, RATHMM. Rhythm's off to a great start in college football and the NFL. Rhythm has introduced a leaderboard with weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you can win $1,000. Gumby probably has a football play here for you, I'm guessing.
Sure, Sunday Night Football. I don't think the Patriots are good at football, and they're playing the Bills. So Bills are laying 7.5. Let's take the Bills, laying the points. Patriots don't keep it within a touchdown.
I agree with that play. Let's see if Rhythm agrees. You can find out yourself by using our promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app. That way you get 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm, RATHMM, and use promo code SGPN25. And of course, for a main event in Clarksville, Tennessee, we have to have an Australian versus an Uzbek in the main event, right?
I love it.
All right. It is a featherweight feature belt, we'll call it. No title on the line here. Isaac Thomson, he is from Australia. Akbarjon Islomboev. It's always the first time I say it on the show. Islomboev. He is from Uzbekistan. Let's tell you about him first. Am I saying it right? Islomboev?
Islomboev, yeah.
All right. Okay. 10-1. 5 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's never been finished in a fight. This is his LFA debut. He has won 8 straight fights. He's not lost since February 2022. He's fought at 155, 0-1 as a pro kickboxer. Thomson is 8-2 with 4 knockouts and 1 submission. He's been knocked out once. 5-2 in LFA. He has won 2 straight and 6 of 7. Submission win in his last bout. He's fought at 155, 3 years younger than Islomboev, 2 inches taller. So 7 fights in LFA. You don't really see too often guys with that much experience. Usually they're moving up or moving down.
Yeah, and I think this is a case, at least for Islomboev, a guy who's trying to find the right kind of the right kind of audience to get him into the UFC, because he's fought, what was it, UAE Warriors he fought for last, which, you know, they sign guys out of there, but this is very clearly like, put me on Fight Pass so that people will see me. And Islomboev, I think it's going to be the favorite here. My guess would be like negative 215 range, like a plus 180 return on Thomson. And I'm going to go Thomson, actually.
All right.
You know, I went and watched Islomboev's fight with Dan Joyce, who we've talked about a bunch of times on here. He's a fun guy. You know, he picks up Joyce and slams him a bunch of times. And, you know, in terms of his striking, he's got like a pretty basic jab. He likes to throw the kick. He doesn't throw it to the body or the calf. He throws it like mid-thigh. It's like one of those kicks. And like both of those are good. But there's just like not really much to write home about in terms of the striking. It's like he's going to have to take you down and dominate you on the ground. And, you know, in terms of Isaac Thomson, like he has looked bad before in the past in grappling. And in fact, if you go to his last loss 3 fights ago, it was pretty much by being outworked on the ground. However, since then, he seems to have made a concerted effort to fix his wrestling deficits. If you watch his last fight, not only was he trying to fix his wrestling deficit, he was trying to show it's now a strength, because he went right to the wrestling despite obviously being the better striker in his last fight. I mean, like, this guy is a very, very exceptional striker. He has a knockout win over Larian Douglas, who is now not only in the UFC, but like had one of the most impressive performances on Dana White's Contender Series all year. So like Thomson is that kind of striker, right? Like he is really pinpoint. He's really sharp. He's long, lanky, good at getting out of range, slip combos. But despite all of that, like the wrestling held him up. And then last fight, he went out there and was like, I'm going to wrestle. I'm going to pick up a rear naked choke. Now, does that mean I think he's going to wrestle Islomboev? No, absolutely not. But it does mean that it does look like he's trying to shore up those gaps. And if that's the case, I think he's so much better of a striker that as long as he is able to keep this on the ground or get back up, which I'm guessing is the, you know, stuff that he's been working on, I think he's worth the dog play here. I think he's going to torch him on the feet. Give me Thomson.
All right. Give him Thomson. All right. Let's give you a recap. But don't you go away yet. Lightning round, as we mentioned off the top, lightning round's pretty much guaranteed winners the way Gumby's been rolling as well. He's got Thomson. He's got Camilo. He's got Mavliudov, excuse me. He's an OV. He's got Wunder. He's got Stewart. All right. Lightning round's up. And boom, pow. Hit us.
Well, first thing I want to do is give a shout out to Andreas Trichomidis, who's a Cyprus fighter who's 8-0, sick knockout power. He was actually supposed to fight Tristan Vines on this card. And I know I'm not supposed to give you spoilers about the prelims, but guess what? Tristan Vines looked about like we thought he was going to. So shout out to Trichomidis, because he probably should have been the guy getting the call up. And now he's not fighting on this card. So the two I'm going to take Carter Beekman. Carter Beekman was a guy who was like a hyper prospect out of the AMI ranks. People were like pretty hyped about him. His pro, results have kind of been wishy-washy and maybe not looked as good. But I think this guy's got a lot of potential. So Carter Beekman's one. And the other one, I'm going to take an 0-0 guy. I'm going to take Finn Martin. Finn Martin, sick grappler. At least he's looked really awesome in his AMI stuff. And now he's 0-0, making a debut against an 0-0 guy. And it does kind of look like a striker versus grappler matchup. But when you're 0-0, you kind of want the guy who's going to control that position. So I'm going to take Finn Martin and Carter Beekman as my two lightning round plays.
Finn Martin, good name. I approve. All right, you are set for LFA 219. We'll be in the Discord as per usual. That will be sportsgamblingpockets.com/Discord. YouTube, thank you everyone for subscribing and for commenting and liking and all that good stuff. We're at MMA Gambling Podcast, of course, on YouTube. Even if you're not going to watch us there, if you could subscribe, that would help us out. There's algorithms and stuff like that. Like some videos too, if you want. And of course, we are on Twitter, X, SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer, at Jeff Fox Writer on Instagram. For me, you can check out my Substack, enter my weekly UFC pick'em contest for free at moneymma.substack.com. You can listen to more Gumby. You can listen to him interview people at Top Turtle. Who is getting interviewed this week? Do we know?
So I think I've promised an Eduardo Pena interview for like 3 weeks now. I'm actually going to be dropping it this week, so that one will be in there. And then
a teaser.
And then I got a whole bunch of other interviews. I don't know which one's coming out this week. We got Melissa Croden, who's going to be making her UFC debut. Ayman Zahabi's in the can. Abdul Kareem El Sawadi's in the can. So like you're going to get some kind of fun fighter in this week's one too. So just check it out when it drops.
Yeah, even if it's someone you never heard of, you should listen because sometimes those are the best interviews Gumby does. You know, there's a lot of personalities. It's not like other sports where pretty much,
we were having fun personality interviews with Stephen Thomson before he was, or not Stephen Thomson, Stephen Asplin. Before he was offering to suck Dana's toes. So
yes, these guys don't go through extensive PR training like they do in the big four sports. So sometimes you get some interesting toe sucking personalities. So, Top Turtle. Of course, we're at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We got more regional coming up for you tomorrow. Then we got a couple UFC events, and then we got the very last Dana White Contender Series. Sad. Until then, we'll be back tomorrow. It will be Rambo, Jeff Fox. Be bad, Vreeland. We'll talk to you tomorrow.